makeup look, I am using my Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer in the shade 125 Fair. And I am just going to be priming my eyes with these. But what I already did with my eyebrows was I filled them in using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Chocolate. So I'm just going to prime my eyes. And I really like priming my eyes with concealer because I feel, well, I've noticed that it gives the most full coverage and makes the colors pop most on my eyes. So I just really like how it mattifies my entire eyelid. It gets rid of any veins that I might have, and it just makes my eyeshadow stay on longer. And not only does it do that, it also makes the colors pop a lot more. So I'm just covering them, dabbing them out a little bit, and just going back with my Real Techniques beauty sponge that is damp. Okay, so spun loose face powder in the shade Translucent, and I am just setting wherever I put my concealer. And I really like doing this because setting your eye primer, not only does it help it not crease on your eye, but it also provides a barrier for your eyeshadows that are going to be going on your eye, and it makes them blend out a lot smoother. So I am just setting my concealer that I just put on my eye with this translucent powder. Okay, so now that that is all done, I'm gonna start going in with these shades. And first, what I'm dipping into is from my Modern Renaissance palette, and I am just dipping into Raw Sienna mixed with Burnt Orange, both of these, and I'm just putting this in my crease as my transition color. And the brush that I am using is my brush that I got in the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm just using this really fluffy end because it blends out my eyeshadows really good. And since I am working with a lot of colors, I just want my transition color to just be pretty neutral. The reason I'm using a more orange shade is because some of the colors on my eyelid are going to be orange, and it will just fade a lot better. I'm going to start going in with my eyeshadows, and the one that I want to use is Red Ochre from the Modern Renaissance palette. And what I like to do for this is I'm just going to be taking my finger, and to get the most pigment, I am just dipping my finger right in there and just directly applying it to my lid. Since I am doing a more rainbow look, I want the most red pigment to be on the outer corner, and then the inner corner is going to be my orange color. So I'm just going to be blending that out a little bit with my transition shades. And I'm just going to be applying a little bit more of that and just building it up until I get my desired look. I am taking a different blending brush to blend out this harsh line right here, kind of. And I'm just taking this just regular blending brush, and it does have a little bit of my Airspun product on it, and I just put a little bit more in just to really diffuse the edges. For the orange, I'm actually using a blush, and I really just like this color. It's the Benefit California brush, and it looks like this. It's this really pretty, like, peachy orangey shade. So once again, I'm dipping my finger into the California blush, and then I'm also dipping it into Real Gar and just applying that onto my lid. And since this is looking kind of dark in a way, I don't really want it to look dark. I want it to be very colorful. I am just going into my Crown Brush makeup palette, and I am just dipping in to this shade. It's a really pretty red, and also a little bit of the pink blush, just to give it that extra dimension and color that I'm looking for. And once again, just going in with my transition colors and just making sure that the edges aren't sloppy at all. Okay, so once I have those colors nicely diffused, I did add a little bit of pink on the outer corner because I felt like it needed it. I'm just gonna add a little bit of eyeliner, my Morphe palette in 35N, and I'm dipping into the black shade, and I am just gonna have like a smoked out type of eyeliner. It's not going to be a wing or anything, it's just a regular smoked out eyeliner. So there's the eyeliner. As you can see, it's very minimal, but it also brings dimension to my lashes. Not only did this eyeliner add a little bit of a smoky effect to my eye, but it also set a base for my lashes to sit on. So the lashes I am using today are the Ardell Wispy lashes. They look like this. So I'll put these on, and then I'll do my other eye off of camera, and I'll get back to do my face. So as you can see, I did the other eye off of camera, and there's a lot of fallout under my eyes. So what I'm doing is I'm taking just a regular makeup remover wipe. And this is also another reason why I like doing my eyes first for this look, because I kind of knew that there was going to be a lot of fallout, so I'm just running my wipe right under. So what I am starting out with is I'm going to be using a little bit of samples today. So I have my Tarte Skincare. It's the highlighting moisturizers, and it looks like this. So I'm just going to take this and just moisturize my face. So now that the moisturizer is on, it does feel very good. And just because this is a very glowy look, I'm going to be using a a glowing primer. Also, this is the Cover FX Illuminating Primer. It is also in the sample. And I did already use this because the other day I came up with this look. And I was in love with it, and I just wanted to recreate it for my YouTube channel because I want some of my videos to be unique, and I feel like what I've been uploading is a little kind of what everybody else is doing, and I just want to be, different. So that's what I'm doing. My face looks so dewy right now. And I do like to bring it down my I can't even talk, my neck a little bit like this. And it is becoming pretty tacky right now. So that's when I know that I'm ready for foundation. So the foundation that what am I even doing? Hold on. I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, so Holly, get it together. So this is one of my new items that I got. It's the Tarte Maracuja oil, and I actually do really like this. And I will be putting that in my foundation, and my foundation is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Airbrush Finish in the shade 10 Porcelain Ivory. And it looks like this. I've been really liking this because it's buildable coverage. You can go full coverage, you can go light coverage, and I just put a couple pumps on the back of my hand. And then with the Maracuja oil, this makes it just look so natural on your skin. I just take 1 or 2 drops. I'm gonna do 2. And I'm just mixing that together on the back of my hand. And I'm gonna try a new way of putting on my foundation. So this is my Morphe, and it's from the Rose Gold collection. It's this foundation brush, and I actually haven't used this yet, but I want to, and I want to see if it makes my foundation look any better. I'm just gonna put this on my face first, and then I'm gonna blend it out with my beauty blender, just so it gets more of the coverage everywhere. So now I'm just taking my Real Techniques beauty sponge that is damp, and you want to make sure it's really like pouncy, and I'm just going to be pouncing this all over my face and just blending out my foundation. So the mixture of the two primer and moisturizer I put underneath of this is really making my skin look glowy, and I'm loving that. Make sure to get down the neck because you don't want that line that I see a bunch of girls at my school having. I'm like, girl, blend that foundation. Nobody wants to see that. Watch some Jaclyn Hill or Nikki tutorials. They'll teach you. So you really want to make sure to get under your eyes, but it doesn't matter now because I am putting on my concealer. It's the exact same one that I used to prime my eyelids, and I am just putting this in a triangle underneath of my eye. I gotta wait till it comes out because I gotta squeeze it. And I only like to put a little bit of this on because I don't really I mean, if I'm looking for a really full coverage look, I will pack the concealer on, but I like showing my freckles because I like them a lot. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing triangles on both sides, and then I'm also doing my forehead, my nose, down the bridge of my nose, and my chin, just so it evens out the highlights of my face. So once again, I'm going back in with my foundation brush and blending that out a little bit, and then once again I'm gonna go in with my beauty sponge. We'll be setting my concealer because you do not want it to crease underneath your eye. So once again, I'm taking my Airspun loose powder, putting some in the cap, and picking it up with my damp sponge because that really makes it look like an airbrush finish. I'm just dipping the pointed side like this, and I'm just squeezing it so it fits perfectly under my eye. I'm just setting the rest of the places I put my concealer. And then for the rest of my face, just to set it so it locks in my concealer, my foundation, what am I saying? I'm just taking the puff that came with the Airspun and just pressing it into my face. And since there is excess powder, as you can see, I am just taking a big fluffy brush and just brushing that away. I'm moving back over to my under eyes. So what I'm starting out with is I'm taking my square brush, and this really just gets right underneath my lash line. And I want it to be a blue to green or aqua green ombre. So I'm starting off with this eyeshadow. I do not know the brand of it. It just says MF. My friend gave it to me, and it is a little cracked on the top, but it's like a pure navy blue, and I actually really like this color on my lower lash line. So then you want to clean your brush off, and I'm also going in with another color from that same brand, and it's this aqua green color. It looks like this. It's really pretty. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, I did the other eye off of camera, and I'm really liking how it's turning out. So what I'm doing now is to really get the rainbow effect. I am taking a purple eyeshadow, and this is Femme Couture. I hope I'm saying that right. This is another one that my friend also gave me, and it's a Mineral Effects Baked Eye color, and it's in the shade Viva Violet. And it looks like this. It does have a little bit of sparkle in it, but I think that will just add to it. And right now I am just going underneath the two colors and dipping in with this side of the Anastasia brush, this side, and I'm just going to be blending the edges of that out. I'm just going to be putting a coat of mascara on my bottom lashes since they kind of have like eyeshadow all over them. So I'm using the CoverGirl Plump Crusher water resistant mascara, and the wand looks like this. It's really nice to get right up on your lower lash line. Using for my contour, my Sephora contour, this is what I always use. It's nothing new. And it's just the two shades, the two lighter shades, these two. And just my Morphe contour brush. It's angled, and it's just perfect to get right in your cheekbone. Now to do blush, I am actually going to be using the exact same Hoola brush that we used for my orange in the inner corner of my eyelids, so it just kind of like blends really good together. So I'm just picking up this dense brush, and it's from Crown Brushes. It's called Tapered Blush, and just dipping into the blush and tapping off a lot because it's pigmented, and just tapping it onto my cheeks first, and then I can start blending a little bit. Alrighty, so now it's highlighting time. So what I am using for my highlight is the Makeup Forever Starlit Powder in the shade 13. And guys, wait until you see this. This is like all my dreams ever come true in this powder. So I'm just taking a brush like this, putting some of this, ready? I want to bring it up here. I'm just gonna add a little bit more because I want to literally be blinding. Oh my god.
This is what dreams are made of.
Honestly though. Ooh. Guys, this powder, go on Sephora.com right now and get some. I can't even. Okay, and for my inner corner highlight, oh, look at that nose highlight. Do not want it to be that bold. But for the inner corner highlight, I am using a different shade of powder, also the Makeup Forever Starlit, but this is in the shade 02, and it has like goldish green reflex, and I'm gonna put a little bit of it in my inner corner. I'm gonna zoom in. Just to be like extra even more, I'm taking a tiny bit of that same one and adding it to my highlight right on the bridge right there, so it kind of gives it a different dimension. And it really just ties in the entire look together. See, now it's kind of like...
Woo, blinded!
I'm taking my Duo Lash Glue and my NYX face and body glitter and it's gold. It's in the shade gold, and it looks like this. What I'm doing is I'm just taking my Duo Lash Glue, making the teardrops, and then just putting the glitter over top of it with a brush. And that is the gold tears. Is I'm taking my Urban Decay setting spray. It's the All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, long lasting. And I learned a tip from Nikki Tutorials. Once she sprays a certain part of her face, she automatically waves it until it is completely dry, and she says that that makes it look flawless. So. And now it's dry, and this is the face. And now all I have to do is put on my lips. So I am using my Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in the shade Purely Nude, and it looks like this. And I'm just going to line my lips. The lipstick I will be using is the Melted Matte, and it's in the shade Queen Bee.